Caveman days, the Stone Age. We're all familiar with this time period. Maybe you've even visited a caveman-themed restaurant, but how much do you actually know about it? For starters, during the Stone Age, giant sloth-like creatures called glyptodonts roamed the earth. There were also woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers. These creatures have long since gone extinct. But what other prehistoric animals died out along with early humans? Join us today as we look at 7 animals that went extinct alongside early humans. Starting off in our number 7 spot, we have the Irish elk. The Irish elk is a species of deer from the Pleistocene epoch that's definitely one of the most peculiar-looking animals to ever exist. This deer had massive antlers that could reach a width of almost 6 feet. That's almost 2 meters. Today, the largest deer are only around 3 feet, or just under a meter wide. The Irish elk is thought to have gone extinct around 11,700 years ago. Scientists believe that it was hunted by humans, and its habitat was destroyed due to climate change. One funny fact about this animal is that it wasn't actually found in Ireland. Instead, it was found throughout Europe and parts of Asia. Its remains have been found in over 25 countries. It seems that the Irish elk was pretty widespread. It's possible that some other undiscovered species of elk existed as well. This would mean that there were more kinds of elk than just the one we have today. As it stands, we'll never get to see the Irish elk roaming free once again. Moving on to our number 6 spot, we have the American lion. The American lion was a large cat that lived in North and South America during the Pleistocene epoch. Some scientists consider it to be the same species as the modern-day lion, while others believe that it was a hybrid of the African lion and the American cougar. This big cat had a thick fur coat to keep it warm during the cold ice age, and likely hunted bison, mastodons, and other large mammals. Fossils of the American lion have been found in Canada, the United States, Mexico, Venezuela, and Brazil. It's thought that they became extinct around 12,900 years ago. This extinction came shortly after the last ice age ended. With the ice sheets melting, the American lion lost its habitat and likely starved to death. Another big cat that went extinct alongside early humans was the saber-toothed cat. This large feline was known for its long, sharp teeth that it used to slash at its prey. Saber-toothed cats were found all over the world, including in North and South America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. They preferred living in grasslands and hunted large mammals such as bison and horses. By the end of the Pleistocene epoch, every species of saber-toothed cat had gone extinct. It's believed that climate change and increased dryness killed off the saber-toothed cat's prey. Without anything to eat, the cats eventually starved to death. One of the most famous saber-toothed cats is Smilodon, aka the saber-toothed tiger. Despite being called the saber-toothed tiger, this animal wasn't actually a tiger. Instead, it was more closely related to the modern-day cougar. Moving on to our number 5 spot, we have the giant ground sloth. The giant ground sloth was a huge mammal that lived in South America during the Pleistocene epoch. It was about 8 feet tall and weighed up to 2 tons. This is about the size of a modern-day giraffe. Ground sloths were known for their bulky bodies and extremely long claws. They were very slow-moving creatures who spent their days eating plants and their nights sleeping with their herd. Around 11,000 years ago, the giant ground sloth went extinct. It's believed that this happened because humans hunted them and the glaciers began to melt, destroying their habitat. One relative of the giant ground sloth that still exists today is the tree sloth. However, these little guys are much smaller and live in trees. In our number 4 spot today, we have the mammoth steppe. The mammoth steppe was a large mammal that resembled a cross between a horse and a rhinoceros. It had a thick hide, short legs, and a single horn on its nose. This creature stood about 7 feet tall and weighed around 1 ton. Fossils of the mammoth steppe have been found in Siberia, Ukraine, China, and Mongolia. It's believed that they went extinct around 30,000 years ago. This extinction likely happened because of the changing climate and humans hunting them for food. There were actually several species of mammoth steppe. Some were larger, while others were smaller. Surprisingly, the mammoth steppe was very closely related to the modern-day tapir. Tapirs are much smaller and don't have horns, but aside from that, they're quite similar. Moving on, in our number 3 spot today, we have the woolly mammoth. The woolly mammoth was a species of mammoth that lived in Eurasia during the Pleistocene epoch. These creatures adapted to cold climates and had thick coats of fur to keep them warm. Woolly mammoths were known for their enormous tusks, which could grow up to 16 feet long. These tusks were used for digging through snow and fighting off predators. One of the main reasons that woolly mammoths went extinct was because of the changing climate. As the Ice Age came to an end, the woolly mammoth's habitat began to disappear. With no snow, their thick fur coats were useless, and they were unable to survive. Humans likely hunted woolly mammoths for food and clothing. In fact, cave paintings from 30,000 years ago depict humans hunting mammoths. Unfortunately, woolly mammoths couldn't outrun humans or fight them off with their tusks. Today, the only place you can find woolly mammoths is in frozen areas of Siberia and Alaska. Here, their bodies have been preserved in the ice, and some are even still frozen alive. While woolly mammoths are technically extinct, there have been several attempts to bring them back to life through genetic engineering. If this happens, it would mean that woolly mammoths would once again roam free across the earth. Moving on to our number 2 spot today, we have the short-faced bear. The short-faced bear was a species of bear that lived in North America during the Pleistocene epoch. It was about the size of a polar bear and had a short, broad face. This bear was an excellent swimmer and spent a lot of time in the water. It likely ate fish, berries, and small mammals. About 11,000 years ago, the short-faced bear went extinct. It's believed that this happened because humans hunted them, and their habitat was destroyed due to climate change. Many scientists believe that the short-faced bear was actually a subspecies of the American black bear. However, more recent studies suggest that it was its own species. Finally, in our number 1 spot today, we have the cave bear. The cave bear was a species of bear that lived in Europe and Asia during the Pleistocene epoch. It was about the size of a polar bear and had a thick coat of fur. This bear was a scavenger and mostly ate plants, but occasionally hunted small mammals. Between 30,000 and 10,000 years ago, the cave bear went extinct. It's believed that this happened because of the changing climate and humans hunting them for food. Cave bears were often the target of early humans because they were easy to kill. They were slow-moving creatures who didn't fight back. In fact, many cave bear skeletons have been found with arrowheads embedded in them. There's also some evidence that suggests cave bears and humans competed for food. Both species lived in caves, and both species were omnivorous. This meant that they likely fought over food. While there's no physical evidence of cave bears and humans fighting, there is some evidence that suggests they were enemies. Well, that's all for now. Are you sad that all of these amazing creatures have gone extinct? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching.